Hey, what's going on everybody? Paul Tech here and welcome back to another unboxing and detailed review video. Today I present you with the isinwheel R6 Pro. So this is isinwheel's latest e-bike to hit the market. Now you might remember from last year I covered the isinwheel R6. So this is the upgraded edition for this year, the R6 Pro. And I gotta say, this box is huge. This is a huge box that arrived at my house. So you're probably gonna need two people, but I mean, maybe you can lift this by yourself, but I definitely recommend getting two people if you need to lift this box and move it around. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and open up these straps here, cut these straps off. And I gotta say, the box did arrive in really good condition as well. And you'll notice I got my helper Joy right here to the side, my little dog right there. But opening up the box, let's go ahead and take a look how everything is packaged here. In this review, I'm gonna give you a lot of information from a speed test, hill climbing test, off-road test. We're gonna basically cover it all in this video. Let me bring the camera a little bit closer here. And as you can see, isinwheel has done it again with the packaging. It looks in pristine condition. Everything looks covered, wrapped, no type of damage to any of the top of the box here whatsoever. Everything just looks perfect. Let's go ahead and take a look at this first box here. Let's see what we got inside here. Opening up, as you can see, we are gonna get some pedals here, and these are in fact metal pedals that you're getting here, the right and left ones. So you're gonna have to install those onto your R6 Pro. You also get a toolkit here. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the toolkit. Just kind of share with you, some of the tools you get here, like some wrenches, some Allen keys, and yeah, that's pretty much what you're getting inside there when it comes to the tools. Everything probably what you're gonna need to assemble this e-bike. And let's take a look at the charger now. Now last year's charger, I believe it was 2 amps. Let's take a look at this charger here. Now this charger appears to be 3 amps. So you're getting a 3 amp charger, and as you can see how the plug looks right there. Same style of plug as last year, but you do get 3 amp charger now. And as you can see, you got the user manual here. So, definitely open it up, take a look at it, because it is going to give you all the information you need when it comes to the assembly of your R6 Pro. And it's going to basically go over all the components as well. So it should be a lot of good information here, especially when it comes to the display, battery, as you can see there, and as well as the assembly. All right, so moving on from there, as you can see, there's this QR code you can scan. Now that is going to be for an app you can download for the R6 Pro. So you have application available for you there. All right, we've got another box here. Opening it up, let's go ahead and take a look at what we have in this box. And get this side cut right there. One more piece of tape. All right, put the knife away. All right, let's see what we got inside here. And again, everything is just packaged perfect when it comes to the R6 and the accessories you're getting here. As you can see, this one is in a box. It's nicely covered in some bubble wrap here. Let me go ahead and remove this. And this is the front headlight. So a redesigned front headlight from last year's R6. And that looks really nice. Let's go ahead and remove that plastic there. And yeah, this looks really, really nice. It kind of has that vintage, modern style headlight you got there. Very, very nice in my opinion. All right, so just taking a look at the box here and just how large the e-bike is inside the box. I don't think I'm going to be able to lift this out on my own. And unfortunately, I don't have anybody here at my house to help me get the e-bike out. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to cut the sides of the box and basically, get it out that way. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this side first, get that cut all the way down. And this can be a way that you could, get the e-bike out if you're by yourself as well. So you just cut both sides just as I'm doing right here. And then you can go ahead and just pull down the front of the box, and boom, just like that, you got access to the R6 Pro. And take a look at how well this is packaged. All the zip ties, all the plastic, all the styrofoam, really nice 20 by 4 inch tire there. They also include an air pump. You get an air pump included with your R6 Pro. I'm gonna go ahead and get this all unpacked, assembled, and I'll be right back. All right, so the assembly is complete. I would say assembly took me about 45 minutes. I started recording the assembly part of that video earlier in the day, and it is so hot out here. It's about 113 degrees, and my camera kept overheating, so I wasn't able to capture the full assembly. But this is basically how it looks here. It looks really nice. You're gonna get that vintage style retro motorcycle inspired design. I like the BMX handlebars you have there. Nice cable management, really nice looking headlight. You're gonna get the front dual crown fork suspension, front fenders, 20 by 4 inch fat tires as well. Then you get a nice sturdy kickstand. You're gonna get front and back Logan hydraulic brakes, suspension to the back as well, nice rear fender, and that storage basket to the bottom of the e-bike there, so you can store some items inside there when you are traveling. Very, very nice. I like we have some storage area with this e-bike. And as you can see, you're gonna get that 48 volt, 20 amp hour battery. You can see the suspension to the right-hand side. And this is also gonna come with a 1500 watt motor, peak motor, 95 newton meters of torque. And then you got your 7 gears to the right-hand side as well for pedaling. And take a look at the back. I really like that back handle you got there, as well as this nice brown seat. Look at the stitching on this. This looks really nice. It appears to be a little bit shorter than last year's seat on the R6. And then you get your battery right here. Now this battery is a 48 volt, 20 amp hour battery. You have a switch right here so you can turn on the battery and turn it off. And then you also got the battery indicator right there. It'll show you the charge. But I really like this style, this design of the battery, that it's this gas tank style design of a battery. Really good. I like that. And you also get 2 sets of keys here. So these keys are going to be used to remove the battery. So you're going to be able to use these keys to unlock the battery, and then you're going to be able to charge this battery either on or off the bike. So once you unlock it, you just slide the battery off, and that's basically it. You can take it indoors, take it upstairs to your office, and you can just charge this. Now this battery does have some pretty good weight to it, I gotta admit. You got a nice railing system right there. But yeah, definitely, you know, portable, removable, and that's perfect. When you're ready to put the battery back on, just slide it onto the railing system there, slide it all the way down, it'll lock into place, and then you lock it with the key, and you're basically good to go. Let me go ahead and share with you the charging port on the right side of the battery here. So you have this little cover here, and then you're gonna be able to, again, charge this battery, whether you want to keep it on the e-bike or take it off. And this is an upgraded battery from last year. Take a look at the grips right here. Look really nice. I've used these grips in the past. Logan hydraulic brakes. They do take mineral oil, as you can see right there. And then you have your display here. So the display looks a little bit different than last year. Long press on the M to turn on the display, and you get all your information there. You got some different controls up here on the handlebars. So your light switch, you got your turning signals there, right and left, and you got your horn, which sounds pretty loud. Now take a look at this display here. You got the plus button, which will cycle through the different pedal assist levels, and the minus to lower down the pedal assist levels. And then the M button, you can press that to go to trip, you know, your voltage, your different information here, like the time, the odometer. So a lot of good information packed on this display. Now I also want to share with you, underneath this display, there's this little cover. If you open it up, you get a USB port. And this is awesome because you can go ahead and charge up your phone, your Bluetooth speaker with your USB data cable. As you can see, I plugged it in. Let's see if it's going to charge up my phone now. And as you can see, it is in fact charging my phone, so it does work. And it's also fast charging my phone, which is very, very awesome. This display is very nice. I can see it in outdoors in direct sunlight. As you can see, you got plenty of space here on the handlebars to mount accessories, which is nice. And on the right-hand side, you got your Shimano shifter there, the 7 gears, again, to help you with pedaling. Because again, this is an e-bike, your hydraulic brake to the right side, and then your throttle, and it feels very springy, very responsive. So half twist throttle there, and then a nice grip you have there to the right hand side. All right, so really quick, I want to share with you how the headlight looks when it's turned on. And again, you're going to get right and left turn signals to the front headlight. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back rear light here. So as you can see, the brake light, I'm pressing the brake, and you can see how it's going to light up, how it's going to look. And it's daylight right now, and as you can see, it's plenty visible. I just turned the light on, so that's how the brake light looks when the light's on, as well as the right hand side turn signal, and then I'll go ahead and share with you the left turn signal. So this is definitely street ready with the lights and the turn signals. Very nice. All right, so before we hit the road and take off, I want to just share with you, I'm 5'7", 220 pounds, and I just want to share with you how I look sitting on the bike here. So I'm gonna go ahead and kick up the kickstand here, and one foot on the pedal, and then my other foot is pretty much flat footing the ground there, which is really nice. It looks like a really nice, comfortable position to be riding in. The weight of this bike is 92 pounds, and the max load capacity is 330 pounds. All right, so I'm ready to start the riding portion of the review of the R6 Pro here. I got my motorcycle helmet on, DOT approved, motorcycle gloves. I am ready to go here. Let's see how the suspension feels, kind of hitting these little dips right here. All right, very nice. And going down the driveway, very, very nice. Now you might hear some clicking or clanking sounds. It's just because I have a lot of items in the little storage basket underneath the R6 Pro there, like a selfie stick. I got a pump for the tires and water bottle, so there's some stuff inside there. Overall, as you can see, my riding position, it looks very comfortable. I'm upright, and this rear suspension is very nice. It's very springy, as well as the seat. But again, I just love this upright sitting position. It's very, very comfortable, I should say. And right now I'm basically just cruising about, 16, 17 miles per hour. Now this e-bike out of the box, the top speed is going to be 20 miles per hour. And, it's a nice, comfortable speed. But let's go ahead and take a look at how the display in the R6 Pro matches with the GPS display on my phone here. So I'm going to go through the different 5 levels of pedal assist. So taking a look at the display in the R6 Pro, says 10 and my phone says 9. So there's about a 1 mile difference there. Let's bump it up now. And as you can see, I'm going up to 11 miles per hour. On pedal assist 2, display shows 12. So we got about a 1 mile difference here, bumping it up again. And then I'm at 14 miles per hour, and the R6 Pro says 15 miles per hour. So this is very common with a lot of e-bikes. You're gonna get that 1 mile per hour difference. Some e-bikes, it's like huge. It's like 3-4 miles per hour difference, but this is, almost spot on when it comes to the miles per hour matching the GPS and the display. So right now I'm going 19 miles per hour, display showing 20. So for me, at a 220 pound rider with gear, looking at about 230 pounds, my top speed is 19 miles per hour, GPS certified there. All right, so again, this e-bike can potentially go up to 35 miles per hour. I went ahead and unlocked the e-bike. So let's go ahead and just pin the throttle. Let's see what we get here when it comes to the top speed. Unlocked. Here we go. All right, so smooth acceleration off the line. And as you can see, we're at 23 miles per hour. According to my phone, 25, 26. Now my phone, it might overheat because it's about 113 degrees. I'm trying to pedal, but a lot of ghost pedaling going on at that high speed of 26, 27 miles per hour. We're at 29 miles per hour right now, and we're gonna run this all the way straight down. We just hit 30 miles per hour, 31 miles per hour. So let's see if we can get that 35 at least close to it. We're at 32 miles per hour. I'm gonna take this road all the way down because there's this steep hill, this very massive incline that we're going to climb with this bike, and see what we get. So I would say my top speed is about 32 miles per hour is what I was able to achieve. Now we're going to go downhill, and then we're going to go uphill on this road here. But 32 is pretty much what I got. I'm not going to count the downhill speed here of 33. Now maybe going downhill, we might hit 35 miles per hour, but it looks like we're capping about 33, and we're gonna start going up the hill right here. And this is a very steep hill. If you were riding like just a normal bike, it takes a lot out of you. As you can see, 25, the roads are rough right here, 23 miles per hour, and we are approaching the steepest part of the hill. 21 miles per hour, and it looks like we're maintaining 21 miles per hour. Now this is very, very good, because if you can get a bike that can maintain in the 20 mile per hour zone, single motor, up a steep hill, in my opinion, that's a win. That's a really good e-bike you got there. As you can see, we are increasing our speed now, 24, 25 miles per hour. So yeah, this e-bike did an excellent job going up one of the steepest hills in my area. Let's go ahead and test the brakes now. Again, we got Logan hydraulic brakes here. Hit about 20, 21 miles per hour and then hit the brakes. So we're at 20, 21, hit the brakes. Nice. Good stopping power there. Very, very good stopping power you get with these brakes. Now, I've used Logan hydraulic brakes in the past, and they are very, very good in my opinion. We're gonna go a little bit faster here and then hit the brakes. So 22, 23, hitting the brakes. We got a little bit of a skid right there with the back tire. Again, these are knobby tires. They're not street tires. But in my opinion, excellent stopping power you got here with those Logan hydraulic brakes. Really good brakes on board here. And that is definitely an upgrade from last year's R6. And of course, this is an e-bike, and if you'd like to pedal it, you can definitely pedal it, and pedaling is actually pretty decent on this bike. You'll get the most amount of range if you decide to do pedaling as well. All right, so let's take a look at this storage compartment we have here on the bottom of the R6 Pro. I think this is awesome. I love the fact that I can carry my water bottle in there. I can basically carry all the equipment I need, like a tripod slash selfie stick, and then see what else I got here. Of course, you gotta have a pump when you're traveling. So I got my electric pump stored inside that storage basket. And then I also have the invisible selfie stick for the Insta360 camera inside there. And I could have fit a lot more stuff. I think I have one more thing here. I got the toolkit just in case I need to do some minor adjustments. But as you can see, you can fit a good amount of stuff in there. Take a sweater, put your purse in there. You can put water bottles, all types of stuff you could add in there. All right, so I've been testing out the R6 Pro in this parking lot here, just checking out the cornering, carving out on it, and just the overall maneuverability and the nimbleness of this R6 Pro. And I gotta say, it is impressive. Now you got these tires here, which are the 20 by 4-inch fat knobby tires, and they do an excellent job gripping the road. I gotta say, I feel very safe hitting these tight corners here. I'm gonna try not to get you too dizzy, but I want you to see just how well these tires grip the road here. Throttle control is really good. You can really feather this throttle and just maintain a specific type of speed if you like to. Again, suspension is nice on this, seat is comfortable, but you can definitely carve out, and it's just a joy to ride this. All right, so we went ahead and did the parking lot test, and just the cornering, maneuverability, the nimbleness is good. I'm gonna go ahead and go through some gravel now. So I got this little area here, and we're gonna go through the gravel and see how well it does. And as you can see, it's getting me through. Again, we got those 20 by 4-inch knobby tires, and they just grip into the gravel. It doesn't feel like the tires want to slip out from underneath me. So if you want to take this on some gravel roads, it should do pretty good. All right, so we got to do a little bit of off-roading here with the R6 Pro. And as you can see, I'm in this dirt field here. There's a lot of rocks and there's sandy areas. I got to say, the R6 Pro is doing a pretty good job getting me through here. I'm definitely feeling that front fork suspension as well, and the dual suspension to the back, and the comfortable seat. It's doing a really good job here, just soaking up all the dirt and the rocks and everything. So I gotta say, R6 Pro does pretty good if you need to do a little bit of light off-roading. All right, so I'm working on the range test right now. I got this R6 Pro fully unlocked, the throttle pinned, and I've gone up like 3 steep inclines already. I'm not pedaling this R6 Pro whatsoever, so I'm gonna let you know the results of the range test in just a moment. And it's about 113 degrees outside right now. Really quick, I want to talk about the speed on the R6 Pro display compared to the speed on my GPS that you saw earlier. I can't show you my phone right now because my phone overheated from the high temperatures. But when the R6 Pro is not unlocked, it can only hit the top speed of 20 miles per hour. And there's only a 1 mile per hour difference like I showed you. But once you unlock the R6 Pro to go up to 35 miles per hour, that's when you're gonna see the difference in speed from the display in the R6 Pro compared to the speed on the GPS on the phone. You might have noticed that when I did the top speed test when the R6 Pro was unlocked, there was a difference there when it came to the speed on the R6 display compared to the GPS on my phone. It's only like that once you unlock the R6 Pro to go up to that 35 miles per hour, but if you don't unlock it, it's only like a 1 mile per hour difference. All right, so when it came to this range test here, again, I'm full throttle, no pedaling. I got 19.3 miles with 2 battery bars left. I didn't want to drain this completely because I didn't want to walk in 113 degree weather, but isinwheel claims you can go up to 51 miles off a charge, maybe even more. And I honestly believe you might be able to get that if you're using pedal assist, and maybe you're keeping this capped at top speed of 20 miles per hour. All right, so when it came to riding the R6 Pro early mornings and late night, that front headlight does an amazing job. Now with the headlight there, it is 2000 lumens and it just lights up the road. Now in this clip right here, this is like early morning, the sun is rising, but you can see that headlight, it does an excellent job. It has a nice long throw, and whether I was riding late at night, early morning, I saw everything and cars saw me as well. So you got an excellent front headlight there that will just illuminate the road in front of you. As you can see, there's some darker areas here, and you can just see how far that light is traveling. It does a really good job in my opinion. All right, so let's take a quick look at the isinwheel application. I downloaded this off the Google Play Store, and I really like this application. It's very colorful, gives you a lot of information like your battery percentage there. I couldn't get two things to work. I don't know if it's the application or it's my device because it's an older Android phone, but one was the lock feature and one was this light feature right there. So I know this bike is fairly new, so maybe isinwheel is still working out everything on this app, but hopefully those two features will start working pretty soon. Now, there are some features here which are excellent. One of the features I want to share with you is you can enable or disable cruise control. And another thing is you got airlock, but most importantly, you can adjust the top speed within the application. So maybe you're giving this e-bike to your kid and you don't want him to go over a certain miles per hour. You can set it here. You can set the speed limit in the application. I tested it out. I turned the bike off and on, and it kept that same speed capped at whether it was like 10 miles per hour, 12 miles per hour. So I like that you have that there. Also, it gives you some more detailed information within this application regarding your R6 Pro. Some everything from the remaining power, the motor temperature, which is important. All types of information is baked into this application. So overall, it's a really nice app. Hopefully we can get those two features working pretty soon. But yeah, definitely check it out. All right, everybody, that's pretty much it for my full review of the isinwheel R6 Pro. Now, if you're coming from last year's R6 and you're thinking, should I upgrade? In my opinion, I say go for it. I think it's a great upgrade. You're going to get way better brakes than last year with 180 millimeter rotors and their Logan hydraulic brakes. With the motor, it's a higher peak power of 1500 watts. You got 95 Newton meters of torque, higher top speed. With the battery, you get a higher capacity battery at 48 volts at 20 amps. You're gonna be able to go further. Even the tires, they're still 20x4, but you're gonna get those knobby tires, which is gonna allow you to go through more terrain like gravel and a little bit of light off-roading like I showed you earlier. Overall, the suspension, in my opinion, feels a lot better than last year's, especially with the rear dual suspension that you got on back of the R6 Pro, and you get a really bright headlight, maybe even brighter than last year's. But yeah, overall, it's a really nice upgrade in my opinion. Now, if you're not coming from last year's R6 and you're looking for a vintage style retro motorcycle inspired design, definitely consider the isinwheel R6 Pro. I think for the price point of around $899, it definitely checks a lot of the boxes and you definitely get a lot of bang for your buck. All right, everybody, this is Paul. Thanks for watching the review. If you enjoyed it, found it helpful in any way possible, please hit the thumbs up button and please subscribe to the channel for more future videos. I'll talk to you on the next one. Bye.